Hello, legends. It is quite late here, but I have been promising a few people today that I would make this video. So here I am. I'm going to be talking about a couple of things that I've been talking about lately. The social media really is going down the path. I describe it like Netflix. I am going to explain what I mean there. First of all, I'm just going to share this to my Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, I do have a free Facebook group where I share my marketing hacks. You are very, very welcome to join that. And of course, I cannot see because I recently have gotten reading glasses. And of course, I don't want to wear them right now because I'm in a little bit of denial. So, hey, Tracy Gage, how are you? You're up late like me. I've been promising to do this all day, and this is the first chance I've had to do it. I'm going to be going away in a few days' time, so I thought I'd better jump on now and do this. So, welcome. If you are new here, yeah, big denial, girlfriend. Big denial. If I put them on, I can actually see a lot better. However, I've just bought a new camera and it is too crystal clear, and I don't want to see that close up. So, I am streaming this to a few different channels. A number of different channels, LinkedIn, two different Facebook pages. It'll be going on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. So if you are dropping some comments there, I'm not going to be seeing them all. So I will come back and answer them afterwards. I've made a couple of comments recently that, well, I've actually been talking about it for a little while. Thank you, Tracy Gage. Back at you, girlfriend. That social media is really going like Netflix. I've been saying this for a long time, and here tonight, I'm going to explain what I mean by that and how you can leverage that, what the benefit is, and what the changes are. What I mean by this has been happening, I'd say, over probably the last 8 months. Now, if you have been following my content, and I hope that you have been, TikTok really does set the tone for all of the other platforms. Now, whether you're on TikTok or not, it doesn't really matter. It does really set the tone for the digital trends. And I don't mean trends as in what audio trends, whether people are dancing online. What I mean is the digital standards. And so they bought out in-house e-commerce, so shopping within the app. So what this says to me and a lot of other marketers is that, and Meta did this first actually with the metaverse and everything. However, they have taken a lot longer to achieve this than what TikTok have. Is social media does not want you to leave their platform. That's a given. That logically makes sense because they don't want your audience to leave the platform. And the reason being is they make more money by your audience being on the platform because a platform will show your audience ads. Now, you don't see these ads. Your audience is shown ads. We're all shown ads every time we're on social media. The longer that you can keep your audience on a platform, the more money they make. But also, as an organic marketer, my advice is the longer that you can keep your audience on a platform, the more your content is also going to be pushed out. So the benefit to you is obviously far greater because, yeah, particularly if you're running a business online, you want your audience to stay on your platform, one, because they're going to see more of your content, but that particular platform, be it LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, it doesn't matter. The platform is going to recognize that it's going to push your content out to more people. Therefore, they're going to make more money. You're going to make more money. So it's a win-win situation. So when I say platforms are really going like Netflix, it's the best way I can describe it. You need to think about how people consume content these days. So that's the first thing I want you to think about when you're planning your content and what to put out there. It is not simply enough just to post and leave it. And if you are paying a marketing agency to do this, I'd like you to go and get your money, screw it up and throw it in the bin, because you are wasting your money. One thing that I really pride my strategy on, and anyone who knows me, I have worked so incredibly hard over the last couple of years, 7 days a week, and I am not lying there. Tracy, you can attest to this. I have worked so freaking hard to develop my strategy, and that's because I love what I do. I've literally worked every single day to really nail down my strategy. And my agency, we do not just post. It is not enough now just to post. And if you are paying someone just to post on your behalf, just to exchange your money for deliverables, so which is we'll give you 3 posts a week, 4 posts a week, 5 posts a week, whatever it is, that is not enough anymore. And it hasn't been for a long time, and you will not get the results that you need. So you really need whoever you're paying for your marketing, or whether you're doing it for yourself, to consider your platforms like a little Netflix, is the best way to describe it. People do not go to social media to buy. Do you go to social media to buy? Absolutely not. You do not pick up your phone and say, I need to go and buy a new pair of shoes, or I'd like to go and find a personal trainer, or I'd like to go and find a cosmetic doctor, or a new hairdresser, or to purchase a new car, or find a company that trades water, or whatever it is. No, none of us do. But it is so hard, Tracy. You're completely right. However, people will buy through social media if that connection is there. And I'm going to talk about how you do that. So people will buy through social media if, hey, Leanne, how are you? If they have that connection, and if you build that community around them. And that's why I really want to use the metaphor of Netflix, is the easiest way I can describe it. If you were to turn on Netflix or any other subscription model, and it was just sell, you would get utterly bored and turn that channel off, wouldn't you? You'd be completely bored. Your time is so valuable, and so is your audience, your consumer. So what you need to consider, and even more so online, is the amount of time that people have got to scroll through their phone is actually very, very limited. So, sorry, I'm getting text messages there. So you have to consider your consumer and how are you going to grab their attention. It's not about the best filmed video anymore, the most curated post on Instagram with the fabulous flat lay. It's really not about that. It's about hitting that emotion, that community, and that person feeling part of it within 6 seconds. So how are people, oh my God, all these messages. You know what? It's from my son who's in his bedroom. Like, seriously, he's texting me from his bedroom. He's like 15. Like, really? You really need to text me right now. But anyway, that's a story for another time. Okay, so I'll answer those over later. So the funny thing is that to consume content, people are doing it while they're picking their kids up from school. They're doing it on their lunch break. I can see someone's laughing there. So yes, I'm laughing on the inside at these text messages as well. Tracy saying, yes, you taught me it's all about relationships, keeping your community engaged. 100%, Tracy. And that's exactly what it's about. It's about building a community, raving fans, even going as far as creating a movement with your brand. So people are consuming your content by scrolling through while they're picking the kids up, waiting in line at a restaurant, they're on their lunch break, or whatever it is. That is, and you have to think, how am I going to convert someone? Okay, you may not convert them in that first, second, third, fifth, 10th, 20th interaction, but eventually you will. So emotion, feeling connected as a community, and bringing people in, and it's not really about the sales in your content. So posting up content that is just about your product over and over again is not going to get people back. You're going to bore people. Yes, you do need that. You do need to show your product, but in a way that builds a community and gets people really addicted to wanting to come back. Now, if people are consuming your content, so make it relatable and bingeable. I don't even know if that's a proper word, but let's say it is bingeable, right? They're binge watching your content. Um, so they're coming back to watch it over and over again. The algorithm, so this is where the algorithm is going to go into play and work for you. The algorithm is going to say this person or this brand or this company has got something so amazing that their audience is stopping and watching their content. So that's the other thing. I always talk about engagement over followers. I don't care whether my client has 10,000 followers. I want to see your engagement. If you don't have any engagement, you have a dead account, right? So you want your engagement there. People need to feel connected to come back and consume your content. So the algorithm is going to do its job, but your job or your marketer's job is to get people to stay. So heading back to the Netflix model that we're talking about, subscriptions. Platforms, and as I mentioned at the start of this live, are now doing everything in-house. Meta bought this out years ago and their launch didn't go as planned, really flopped when they're talking about the metaverse. But now, it's tracking quite nicely. The whole idea of the metaverse, it just wasn't rolled out that well, was to do everything in-house. So, I don't know, they had everything planned in-house, and I don't think they've even rolled everything out correctly yet because the launch was a big flop. But since then, and the years passing, it is going really, really well for them. So that's where you can apply for jobs in-house. LinkedIn has that feature, for example. TikTok has its own shop now. It has its own e-commerce. So you don't even leave the platform. Just excuse me for a sec. I'm about to get a tickle and I don't want to have a coughing fit. I hate that. I hate when that happens. And you know it's coming and you're like, don't do that right in the middle of my live. So that's what each platform is working towards. Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, is currently bringing their own in-house shopping, which I have heard will be through Shopify. That doesn't mean you all need to run out and open up a Shopify website. We still don't know what this e-commerce will look like, whether it will be Shopify inbuilt to Meta. So don't panic yet. Let's see what it looks like first. But that's why I liken social media to, say, a Netflix subscription. You go to one place and you don't leave. So you need to think about your content, keeping your consumer on that platform so they don't leave. Because if you do this, your content is going to be pushed out further. So a couple of ways to make your content pop, to make it organic and make it different from the next person so that you're not just posting. We don't want to be ticking off just deliverables. So deliverables are, say, if someone came to me or came to my agency for a proposal and we say, hey, we're going to be posting 5 times a week. I feel boring when I just put that in a proposal. I want them to know, well, what does that really mean? How am I going to get into the soul of your brand and bring that online instead of just boring, yeah, this is your job. Yeah, we're going to put out 5 posts a week for you. How are we going to bring that into line? So I'll explain that. But hello, Mohammed. How are you, my friend Arafur? Good to have you on. And Leanne is saying, gotta love text messages happens at Apple. Yeah, it does. You get that too, Leanne? I bet. Arafur, I hope you are well, my friend. Now, if you are doing comments from other platforms, I can't see them. I can't really see them from Facebook at the moment for some reason. Nothing from LinkedIn. I can't see anything else, but if you are, I will go on there afterwards and answer them for you. Of course, from YouTube, etc., I will answer all of those as well. So a couple of ways, and then I will jump off because I really need to get this makeup off and end my day. Anyone who knows me, I'm a bit of a workaholic, so I've got to be reminded to wrap things up. Hey, Claire, how are you? So good to have you on, sister. So a couple of ways, and then I will jump off is think document, don't create. Yeah, we need to create content, of course, but an easier way to bring the soul of what you do into your content is to document, not create. So if you want to bring a little bit of flair in, yeah, of course, in my agency, we do create content for our customers, but wherever possible, we also do like to document, not create. So that is, well, what are you doing in your business? How can we get content from our customers that is all about documenting? So what is the day in the life for this business, this brand? What are their staff doing? Not all staff want to be online, and that's totally okay. There's ways around that. They don't have to be. There are ways around that, creative ways around that. So document, don't create. Try throwing some of that content in. You can educate your audience through documenting your day, not creating it. You would be surprised at the type of posts that go nuts, and it's usually the posts that aren't created. They are posts that are literally just documenting what you are doing. I like to, and this is just for my own personal brand, not so much my business, literally just I've got a thought in my head, put it on paper. One of the ways is to speak as if you would speak. Now, I know that's different when you're talking about a personal brand as opposed to a business brand. Of course, they're two different things. But if your business had a voice, how would it speak? What is the tonality of it? What is the language? What is the emotion that it would use? Use that language. Write as if you would speak. So a good way to think of it as, because it is sometimes hard for people to translate online what happens in real life. I get that. But if you break that down and think, talk as if people are in the room with you. How would you talk as if those people are right in front of you? I'll just digress for a minute. I had a okay, they were an idiot. I was trying to be nice. They were an idiot in a Facebook group. Sorry if they're watching, but you did annoy me if you are watching. But they're in a Facebook group, and I cross-posted my blog. It was my LinkedIn article the other day. And they just went through and gave me everything that was wrong with it. And if you're trying to bring leads, and I was like, yeah, no, I wasn't actually trying to do that, but whatever. And they said, it would be great if this article had your personality in it. And I said, oh, okay, thanks for the backhanded comments. I don't mind criticism, but it was like, hang on a minute. You're asking me for my personality in this article, but you actually don't know me. So I said, oh, sorry, such and such. I won't say his name. When did we meet? You don't even know my personality. And he's like, no, I haven't met you. And I'm like, okay, well, this is actually how I speak. So when I write my articles, this is from my personal brand, not my business, as I speak. So that is one way to get your authenticity across, is to put down how you would speak, how your brand would speak. The other way is to use user-generated content. You'll see this written as UGC, user-generated content. I sometimes get that as UCG, but it's UGC, user-generated content. This is something we use for our clients as well, and it works really well. Get your clients to make the content for them, if they're happy to. Obviously, they've got to be happy to. But so this works for both product and service-based businesses. You could put a thing out there and say, send in your best 30-second clip unboxing our product, or of your product, or of our service, how it makes you feel. Use that as content. Now, sometimes it can be a little dicey, because I do then tag that person. You've got to be careful you are tagging someone that aligns with your brand and they're not some raging racist or something. You're aligning your brand with them. But if you do this correctly, it works incredibly well because you're leveraging the power of your audience. It works brilliant. I can't talk. Brilliant. I can't say it. Brilliant. It's fabulous. Let's say it's fabulous. I cannot say brilliantly tonight. Let's say fabulous. Some words I find really difficult to say. Digitally is the other word I just cannot pronounce. Let's say fabulous. That's right, Leanne. Just keep it being real. Yeah, because people can see through authenticity and it does translate to a brand. And quite often it's very, very hard to explain what is authentic about a brand, but people sense that online. So these kind of strategies work really, really well. Keep it in mind. Really think about this as a little mini Netflix in your pocket. It is incredibly powerful. The way to make sales through your social media is really not selling. It's about creating a movement, creating a safe place for your audience to navigate to feel connected. Yes, you can have your product on there, but in a way that empowers people. Um, People don't will not always remember what your product is or what it does, but they will remember how it made them feel because it's like a dopamine hit. If your account or your brand stirs something up in them and inspires them, they will come back. And when they come back continually and continually, what then starts to happen? These are touch points. When they're ready to convert, to make a sale, they then have the trust with your brand, whether it's you as a personal brand or your business. That's when they will get in touch. Now, you won't always see this. It won't always, most times, 9 times out of 10, it won't always translate to a like, a comment, a share. So be very wary of vanity metrics. So metrics that you can see. You won't always see this. And that is really important to remember. And this is all followers. This is why I always look at engagement. Who the hell is looking at this account? That's what I want to know. And that's what you should be looking at as well, because that is when you will start to see true conversions. Don't worry about the, like shares and all that sort of thing. You got good engagement. My Instagram account looks terrible. I get 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 likes max. But when I look at my engagement and the metrics that I can see, it might be 3,000 or something interactions. And I can see that behind the scenes. So metrics are also people stopping on your account overall and looking at it. But really, I look at my account and I'm like, oh my God, this is just embarrassing. Like for social proof, it looks terrible. But I know behind the scenes what's going on because I'm getting a lot of DMs and I'm talking to a lot of people. So this is what you need to really worry about in your account is the interactions, the community connection. Yeah, creating a movement. Once you've got that movement and those loyal fans, they will fight for you. So whenever someone says, hey, who's a great recommendation for X, Y, and Z, those people will then tag you and recommend you, and you won't even know who they are. You will never even know who they are. They may not ever even buy from you, but when one of their friends says, hey, I need to buy an X, Y, or Z, or I need to use a service in this area, who can you recommend? They will go and fight for you. So that is what I wanted to say tonight. I think I will wrap my day up. Thank you so much for joining on. I will go back and check the comments. Depending on what channel you're watching on, make sure you subscribe, share, follow, like, and somewhere depending on what platform you're watching this on, there'll be a button if you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter. Now, yes, thank you, Katrina. Thank you, Katrina. I appreciate that. Thank you, Leanne, saying a bit like a TV add the music. Always gets you in. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it does get you. As a side note, Katrina's saying that your hair looks gorgeous. Thank you so much. Katrina, I have something really exciting happening. I won't say who it is yet because it's all in the process. I got approached by a hair company who are going to be paying me to do collaborations. And I was like, yeah, why not? That's a bit of fun. Thank you, Katrina. So I was like, yeah, they actually approached me through my TikTok channel. I choose collaborations very like I'm a bit picky about who I choose because I don't have a lot of time, but this was quite a big paid collaboration. And I'm like, why not? I'm 48. I'm going to do it. Yeah, she's got a party hat there. Thanks, girlfriend. I was like, I'm going to do it. Went straight to my hairdresser and told her, I'm like, you've done a good job, girlfriend. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, thank you very much. When I just mentioned about my newsletter, now I've got some big changes happening. I've kind of mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it. Thank you, Nathan, my TikTok friend. I hope you are well. Appreciate you, Nathan. So you can subscribe to my newsletter. I will announce this officially. I have mentioned this in dribs and drabs, but I am separating my own personal brand, which is Abundant Life Studio, because my agency, the growth, to keep up with the growth, which is a wonderful problem to have, I need to separate that from my personal brand because, as I've mentioned to quite a few people, and sorry, my dog's there, on a few lives and things like that, I do also get paid from my personal brand. So I get paid from Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, etc. Then, of course, I do consulting and I manage a lot of clients myself. But I now am at capacity with that. So my agency will fall under a different name shortly. The branding is coming out. I have got a whole new name from that, away from Abundant Life Studio. Now, with the newsletter, there is going to be the agency will just be focusing on SMEs. And then my own work will just be personally focusing on my own personal brand and workshops for businesses. So that'll be in between consulting. The workshops will be great, actually. They'll be in between the consulting that I do and workshops. So if you are a business that would like your in-house team, if they're managing their social media and you're not quite at the place where you want to hire us in our agency to run your marketing, it's going to be a very intense 2-day workshop where myself, and I will have a team there as well, will come in and teach you and physically set this up in your system so that you can actually manage your own in-house marketing for the year. It will be intense. I'm not going to lie. I'll make sure there's lots of snacks there. And of course, there'll be lunch and morning tea and everything. I'm working on that at the moment. But that will be happening. So if you do subscribe to my newsletter, there will be an option to slightly change that, but depending on the level of business that you're at, there'll be a higher level newsletter coming and one for that smaller business. Because a lot of you know too as well, I do have a digital online store for the more home business sort of owners as well. And this has all come out of the growth in the last 6 months, which has gone a little bit nuts, and I am a little bit at capacity for my own personal work. So I'm very excited to announce that with you soon. I'm pretty excited about the new branding and everything. But keep that in mind if that's something that you would like some more information on. It'll be in the second half of the year. Those workshops will be kicking off, and all going well, I should start taking expressions of interest for those in the next probably 8 weeks, because I'm a glutton for punishment and I don't have enough work on my hands. All right, guys, thank you so much. You guys rock, and I appreciate you all. As I said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, depending on what channel you're watching on. There'll be a link somewhere if you want to jump on my newsletter, and I'll make that announcement as soon as that is up and running. Hope you got value from this, and I shall chat to you guys soon. Check in with you guys later. Bye.